Listen to me and let me tell you a true story, not just of strength and betrayal, but of calling, weakness, mercy, and redemption. There was a man named Samson, chosen before he was born. While he was still in his mother's womb, I set him apart. I told his parents he would be a Nazirite to God, marked not by his muscles, but by obedience. His hair was not magic, it was a sign that his strength came from me, not from himself. As long as Samson remembered who his power came from, no enemy could stand against him. I clothed him with my spirit, and lions fell beneath his hands. Armies scattered at his feet. Gates were torn from city walls and carried away like toys. Israel feared their enemies no longer when Samson walked in obedience. But hear me clearly, strength without wisdom becomes a danger to the one who carries it. Samson loved what weakened him. Though I warned him through my law and through his conscience, he followed his desire instead of my voice. Again and again I was faithful, and again he played with temptation. Then came Delilah. She was not his first wrong choice, but she would be his final test. Delilah asked him the secret of his strength, and he lied. She pressed him again, and again he mocked the truth. But temptation does not leave when you joke with it, it waits. Day after day she wore him down, until the man who once stood fearless before armies could no longer guard his own heart. At last Samson spoke what should have been protected. He gave away what was holy. When his hair was cut, his strength left him, not because the hair was gone, but because obedience was gone. He woke as before, thinking I would move as always, but he did not know I had withdrawn. Sin always blinds before it binds. The Philistines seized him, took his eyes, and chained him in darkness. The strongest man became a prisoner, grinding grain like a slave. But hear this, my mercy does not end where failure begins. In the silence of that prison, as Samson was humbled, his hair began to grow again. More importantly, his heart turned back to me. The man who once relied on his strength now relied only on my grace. On the day of his death, he was brought into a temple filled with mockery. They praised their false god and laughed at my servant. Blind, broken, and humbled, Samson prayed one final prayer, not for glory but for purpose. And I answered. With arms stretched between two pillars, Samson gave his life, and in his death he destroyed more enemies than in his life. His strength returned, not for himself, but to fulfill the calling he was given from the beginning. Learn from him. Calling does not cancel consequences, but repentance always opens the door to redemption. Do not play with what can destroy you. Do not confuse my patience for permission. Yet know this, no matter how far you fall, if you turn back to me, I can still use your life for my glory.